It's that time again. Your girl has the 320 marker set, bro. And I'm going to attempt filling one colouring page with every single one of these markers. Let's go. Y'all didn't see what just happened. Y'all didn't see what just happened. Cut the camera. Hey people, it's Temi. If you're new here, long time no speak. There is a part 1 to this video that I did 3 years ago, but I thought let me attempt it once more. I'm using the M's colouring book again, one of my absolute faves. I have missed this colouring book, so now let's find a girl to colour.
It has been over a year and a half since I last opened this book, and what a feeling going back to all of these pages that I did in the past. And look at some of my old monochromatic pages. Some of these are still my faves. Should I do it again?
This is what I came up with last time, and I want to go for a completely different vibe this time. Now this is the vibe that I'm going for. This kind of super colourful, you can see yellow, you can see red, you can see blue, you can see purple. You know, something that is really showing the full range of colours. And this is probably my favourite that I will base the entire image off.
I'm back with this entire massive set of markers, and low-key already regretting my life because this is a challenge. Trying to use every single marker colour on one colouring page is not easy, and I'm starting with the strip of light that would encompass most of the colours, and knowing that the rest of her skin will be mostly blues. In the actual colouring, I'm intending to add a whole bunch of shadowing and depth to the skin, but for this illustration page I'm keeping it simple, trying to inject most of these colors into the flowers, and I guess we're just gonna have to see. I want to say trust the process, but girl, boy, I don't know that I trust the process.
Now that the tester page is done, I have zero confidence. I have zero confidence that this will actually go how I want it to. I think I can finesse something with our actual girl without feeling like I'm making her look blue and like Avatar-like. That's not today's vibe. But I think when I color that properly, I'm hoping it will look better than this. But for the flowers, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it even a little bit. But now let's get on to the main coloring.
I've started already with the right eye, and if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I always seem to get drawn to the eyes, and particularly with the right eye. I don't know if it's just a place of comfort, but with markers, you want to gradually get darker. So it's natural for me to start with the yellows and then to go into the oranges, and then the reds, and then the sharp demarcation before you get to the blue. I've already started applying this blue and I'm panicking. Trying to do small contours, small shadow to get into the natural grooves of the face, and assuming she's got makeup on, and going straight into the brighter strip of light that's coming across her face. At this point, there's zero confidence. Zero confidence. I feel like she needs a red lip, so that's what I'm gonna do, and also make it a little bit glossy, a little bit juicy. I'm gonna be honest in saying I feel like I might have bitten off more than I can chew with this colouring page. With the other one, the lighting was a lot less subtle than this. This is such sharp, vibrant lighting that really can only be achieved through really vibrant lights within photography and a lot of editing. So trying to translate this to physical art, to an art page, to a colouring page is actually very difficult, and I'm only realising this the more colours I put down. I'm trying to layer each of the colours because I'm also trying to use every single marker. So I'm watching my swatch sheet very closely, but also trying to add to the vibrancy, especially in the neck area. Let's inject some pink, you know, the yellow, the greens that will be coming through, just trying to increase the overall vibrancy of the piece. For the actual markers, and so that you know I'm using every single marker, I want to work from section to section, but initially for the face and the skin, I was really just grabbing whatever I found best. But now for the flowers, starting with the yellowish, orangish flowers, and really going into detail using the fine tip to be adding all manners of creases. If you ask me what any of these flowers are, I don't know. If you tell me what flowers are meant to look like, I have no clue. I really just made up whatever texture, pattern, trying to use as many colors in each flower as possible. There really is no rhyme or reason to the colours I'm choosing. I just thought the yellowish oranges should be towards the left of the page because that's the side of her face that has the sharp highlight of colour. But really at this point, I'm grabbing any marker that I can see. When I'm done with the section, then I return all of those markers back into the bag. It would have been crazy for me to completely empty out this bag because it's such a headache to rearrange these markers and I don't have a spare 2 hours to put it back all together. I think this is such a fun challenge for the new year because in 2024, guys, I have been struggling. If you saw my packing vlog on my second channel, you would have seen that I spoke about the depression I went through after I launched my prints. And so I felt paralyzed to be able to make art. I had a crazy amount of art block. I had a crazy amount of anxiety, both things that I have faced before, but this time just felt overwhelming. And honestly, I repressed any negative emotions I had and I just focused on other things. I really just distracted myself through the year. I was traveling, I was interacting with my friends, I was really doing anything but art and thinking about anything but my art YouTube channel. So for that, I am truly sorry. And 2025 is going to be a different year. But this is such a perfect start to the year because it's such a fun challenge. Of course, I find it difficult because how are you fitting 320 markers on one page? But at the same time, it just pushes you right into the deep end and you have no choice but to sink or swim. And let me know at the end of the video if you feel like I sank or swam. And now at this point, I am feeling a lot of cohesion in the flowers and the coloring. I think this is so much better than what I did on the thumbnail page. And honestly, that's why I love the thumbnail page so much, because it really does feel like the perfect page to capture down initial ideas, to capture down initial thoughts, to see that, I don't think this is going to work, or this is a fantastic idea, so that you know which one to move forward with. But at this point, I'm kind of panicking because I still have a lot of sections that I have not finished using. So now going into the greens, I'm trying to capture all of the leaves on the page with every single one of these greens. And it is background time already. I've decided to go for this deep blue that I think will allow our lady to stand out even more, and will also allow the flowers in the background to stand out more. I think it would have been such a cop-out to use a grey or something neutral. We're already going crazy and vibrant with this entire piece. Why don't we just keep going? And at this point, I am loving the pink on the chest clavicle area, the orange of the neck, the pink of the chest. I think it's looking chef's kiss. Now it's time to finish off the neutrals, which I think works really well for the top, and also injecting the blues, like really going crazy deep with the shadows and all of that. But now for the hair. The hair kind of stumped me, which is why I've left it to such a late point. I want to go with the idea of her having light colored hair like blonde hair, but being heavily influenced by the lighting of the overall piece. So the hair is basically going to be blue, but with a touch of the browns or the blondes, and also with the touch of the strip of lighting that's coming from her face and going onto her hair. So we've got the oranges, the yellows, and we don't want her hair to look blue. We just want it to look lit with a blue light. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm really going with the shadows and trying to keep a transparency around it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. And at this point, the piece is nearly done. I'm actually loving how all of this is looking. I'm done with the neutrals and we can move on to our grays. And this is really just for shadows here and there. Because at this point, where can grey fit in this entire piece? You tell me. And we are done with the markers. I can't believe I actually used every single marker in this marker set. Absolutely insane. But before we finish, I'm getting my coloring pencils out. If you know me, you know that coloring pencils are my bag. I love a good coloring pencil set. So I just had to pick it up to do some tiny blending that I couldn't have done with the markers by themselves. Because I tried. I was using every single color. I really tried. And in conclusion, do you need a massive marker set like this? You absolutely do not. I will not lie to you. You don't. You can do a lot with a set of 40, with a set of 80. Especially if you're a beginner, there's no need to go straight in with all of these colors because a lot of these are very slight variations of each other. And honestly, a massive marker set like this will just make you feel overwhelmed, and there's no need for that. And now it's white pen time. It's the white pen stage. My favorite time of all time. If you know anything about me and my channel, you already know that. So I'm using my Sakura Jelly Roll. As you know, all of my suppliers are always linked in the description box, so you can see all of my favorite. And I'm really just highlighting the sharpest points. Parts that will just give it the extra glow, extra bling, all of that.
And now we are done. Look at her. Look at her. I think she came out so good. I think she came out so good. I am pleasantly impressed. I am so happy with how she came out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And since you liked this video, you will love this one next.